Donald Trump is used to being involved in controversies. A lot of his policies and actions right now in his second term as president have created a lot of controversy and have a lot of people worried about the future of America. Today, we're going to talk about what Trump has planned for the 250th anniversary of the United States Army and what the people think about it. Donald J. Trump is in his second term as president. He is the 45th and the 47th president of the United States. He is part of the Republican Party, and some people even go as far to say that he isn't a part of the Republican Party, that he has his own party, the MAGA Party, the Make America Great Again Party. And some conservatives want to separate him from their party because his actions are more extreme than a lot of conservatives are comfortable with. And what he's planning right now for June 14th, also known as Flag Day in the United States, a national holiday celebrating the American flag, has created a big controversy around it. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what he has planned, what people think about it, and the positive and negatives that could eventually come from this event. Donald Trump right now is planning a giant military parade through the streets of Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army, which was, of course, created in the year 1775 in the American Revolutionary War. In the American Revolution, the Americans fought against Great Britain in order to gain independence, because before that they were just a colony of the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and they decided to fight back. 250 years later, the American military is one of the largest, if not the largest, military in the entire world, thanks to over $1 trillion of spending every year from the federal government. Now, Donald Trump has organized a parade to celebrate this anniversary. That coincides is on the same day as Flag Day, and it's also on another day. It just so happens to be Donald Trump's birthday, his 79th birthday. Coincidence? Not everyone's sure about that. In fact, a lot of people think he planned it for his birthday, and going as far to say that it's a celebration for his birthday. Again, this is speculation because Donald Trump, of course, has not come out to say that he's organizing it for his birthday. But knowing him and his past actions, it could it could be. It really could be. There's a high chance that he planned it on purpose because the 250th celebration could have been planned at any time, but it just so happens to be on his birthday. It's a very weird coincidence, right? I don't know. Now, another problem that's been generated from this timing, the time of year that he's planning it, is there's already a parade in Washington, D.C. at this time. It's the yearly Vietnam Veteran Parade, where the Vietnam veterans organize a parade through Washington, D.C. to commemorate the terrible war that was fought from the 50s to the 70s, with the United States being a part of the fighting, with the war ending in 1975. Meaning that this year is an important year because it's the 50th anniversary since the end of the Vietnam War. However, Donald Trump is forcing them to move the parade because his parade will take up the streets of Washington, D.C. Another controversy that's been generated from this is not just the fact that it's about Donald Trump or his birthday, but is the amount of money that it's going to cost. Right now, people are saying, people from the military, spokespeople from the military, are estimating about $45 million to put on this parade. However, a Democratic congressman has gone out saying, has said that this presidency is known for lowballing the amount of money, right? So he believes that the parade is going to cost way more. Another problem is that if you have military equipment in civilian streets, the likelihood of damage being caused is very high, right? There's a good chance that damage will be caused, and the military, the army has come out and said, don't worry, no worries. The military will pay for any damage that's caused. However, we need to think a little bit about this statement. Who funds the military? Well, tax dollars. So really, it's not the military who will be paying for the damages, it's the American taxpayer. So when they say things like that, it's kind of alarming because what they're hiding behind, they're trying to obfuscate the real cause or the real source of the money, of where it's coming from. It's coming from the taxpayer, it's coming from the American people, not the army. The army is funded by the American people. So there is a little bit of concern behind the fact that they are hiding behind these statements that really kind of obscure the truth, that make the truth difficult to find. Now, the parade is likely to be very, very big. They estimate about 7,000 troops and a ton of military vehicles, including tanks and fighter jets. Now, these are very expensive, giant pieces of equipment, and you have to ask yourself, why? Why does Donald Trump want this giant display? Well, Donald Trump has kind of had an obsession with military parades for a long time. In 1995, after donating $200,000, he was designated as the grand chairman of the 50th anniversary of the World War II parade in New York City, causing outrage for many veterans, as Donald Trump has never served in the military thanks to bone spurs, bone fragments in his foot, which we aren't sure if that's real or not, but that is how he got out of serving in the Vietnam War. So a lot of people were upset. Then in 2017, Donald Trump went to France to see the parade of Bastille Day, which is a very, very important day in France, marking the beginning of the French Revolution. And he went with Manuel Macron, the current president of France. And when he came back, this was in 2017, he was already the president for his first term after being elected in 2016, the 2016 presidential elections. He was obsessed. He was obsessed. He was very impressed and he wanted his own parade. Now, what do people think about this? Well, his supporters think that it could be a good idea because it shows the strength of the United States military, how powerful we are. A lot of people on the right, for the Conservative Party, right? The conservatives are on the right, and the Democrats are the left wing party. The right wing party, the conservatives, believe that it could also be a good boost for morale, for people to be happier, for people to think that the military is good and strong and feel safer. Also, it might lead those voters to vote in the 2026 elections, in the midterm elections, to vote for Congress and the Senate. Mm, So, a lot of people are really banking on the fact, hoping that this military parade will kind of motivate the right to continue to vote in 2026 after winning many, many, many key elections in 2024. However, a lot of people are against it. A lot of people think, one, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of tax dollars, especially because it might be hypocritical. Donald Trump ran on a platform saying that one of his most important items of business is to reduce spending in the federal government, giving Elon Musk the head was the head. He recently left the Department of Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, cutting thousands of positions in the federal government, firing thousands of people in the name of saving money. But now they're spending 45 million on a parade for one day. A lot of people are calling out the hypocrisy of this parade. So, is it good for his image? It really depends on who you're talking to, but I think overall it does come off as quite hypocritical. Another problem is a lot of people are comparing Donald Trump to other dictators, other fascist regimes because of this. Think of North Korea, that military parades are common there, are common and are known to be a way for Kim Jong Un, the current dictator of North Korea, to demonstrate the power of his country, how strong their military is, and a lot of people now are making comparisons with Donald Trump. Whereas Bastille Day in France is a different type of parade, is a parade that celebrates the democracy that's been created in France and is not for a certain person. Again, Donald Trump is saying that this is for the 250th anniversary of the Army and just so happens to land on his birthday. I don't think there would be as much controversy around the parade if it was on a different day. If it was on a different day and not on his birthday, I think some people would still be upset just because of the government spending, because he did run on a program that promised to cut government spending. And so the hypocrisy would still upset people. Of course, that would be upsetting for certain people to question how you can fire thousands of people and yet put on a parade that's not necessary. But the fact that it's on his birthday creates even more controversy. And right now, Donald Trump is no stranger to controversy. Put in the comments below, have you heard about the plan of Donald Trump's presidents of Put it in the comments below. Have you heard of the plan that Donald Trump had of having this parade? Have you seen it in the news? What do you think about it? Do you think he's doing it for his birthday, or do you think he's doing it to showcase the strength of the United States military? I'll leave it up to you to decide in the comments. If you like this video, please go ahead and put a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to keep watching these videos, getting more input to improve your English. All right, everyone, have a great day, great week, great weekend, whenever you're watching this, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.